Welcome back to Renegade GCM. Today we have a gameplay between Green Purple Lim versus Purple Luffy. Opponent chooses to go first. So we have Sanji, Luffy, Dofi, Usopp, and a two-drop event. We draw um, another Doflamingo here. So Lim's a ramp deck as well. She basically has an ability you can rest 3 Dawn, ramp a rested Dawn, and then put a 5-drop or lower Odyssey character from your hand into play rested. Now, she also has the effect that all characters you play come in rested. So, 5 and a 5 here, simple 1k. They still have 3 open Dawn, so they're going to ramp with taking a life to play their Zoro Searcher for Straw Hats. And they get looks like the 9-drop Luffy here. Alright, so we're at 4 Dawn here. We're going to just use her effect. We're going to ramp. We're going to play our blocker. And then we're going to play our Searcher. So we can grab a Heart Pirate or a Straw Hat that's not Law, essentially. So we don't get to choose anything here, but we got a 5k swing in. Now, Dofi needs to have 2 rested characters to ready. So that's why we played out the Law that turn instead of putting an extra Dawn on our character. Because we wanted to make sure Doflamingo was ready as a 6k blocker if needed. So the opponent's at 6 Dawn already. They're ramping as well, but their ramp cost them life. Where ours cost us some Dawn usage, so they're gonna go 2 with their Law into our Law. We're just gonna let them have it. There ain't no reason countering out. Sometimes I do use a 1k if I have like nothing else to do, just so I can swing back on theirs. But so they grabbed the Luffy Taro off the Law Searcher. Still 5 Dawn to work with. They still got the Zoro swing. So they're going to put 3 on their leader and go 8 into 5 here. That's a simple take. And they're going to go 8 again. So here, we're going to take that as well. We did get a 2k. So we draw another Gravity Blade. So we're going to ramp. We're going to put the blocker down. So we have Gamma Knife, 2 Gamma Knives in hand, which they're nice in the against big bot late game decks. So we're gonna put 2 onto Doflamingo, and we're gonna go 8 into their Zoro. Basically telling them give us 2 cards or the character goes away. Because we'll get both of our blockers back at the end of the turn, so they are gonna counter out. So we're gonna put 2 on our Lim, and we're gonna go 7 into Zoro again, demanding a 2k. And they let it go that time. So we'll pass the turn, and we'll ready one of our Dofies because we didn't have 2 rested when they finalized their trigger or their end of turn ability. So it looks like opponent took another life here. They're going to play their 9-drop Lin Lin. And they're going to put our blocker on top of our life. So 5 and a 5 here. It's a 1k out. We're just going to use the Luffy. And that's pretty much their turn. So we're going to draw up. We're at 10 Dawn already. So we're going to just pay the 3 with the leader effect just to cheat in a character. Saving us a little bit of Dawn. So we're going to put 4 on our character, or our leader. Go 9 into 5 here. It's going to take some cards out of hand, or they're going to give us a life. They gave us a life, which is great. And we're going to put 3 on our Doflamingo and go 9 into 5 again. They're just taking the life, which is great. And our blocker readies at the end. So we have a 2k in hand with the Sanji, and we have 2 1ks with the Sabos. So the Gamma Knives really aren't great into this matchup, but I mean, they are effective against like Lin Lin. We could give it minus 5,000. We're going to take this hit. We do get the Lim Searcher. She does find Odyssey characters off the top of your deck. So they're not using any of their Dawn here. They're just going to go 5 into 5. It's a simple 1k. Which tells me if they're not using their Dawn, they probably want to deploy their 10. Nope, they're just going to put it on their leader. Or on their law and go 5 into 5 here. Alright, so that's assuming that's the play for the next attack as well. Going to 1k out of that. We still have a 2k counter in hand. That's all we have for counter because Lim doesn't have any counter. And the events are activate main. So they're going to play Luffy Taro here. I have no idea how they got all that. They must have taken a life, maybe? Alright, so they play Luffy Taro into their Onami blocker. So here we have the Gamma Knife. Like I said, we're going to use it on the Linlin to give it -5. Because it's going to make it a 4k. Then we're going to put 7 into 4 here in the Linlin. They have their blocker, which is fine. But we want to get that Linlin off the field. But we're going to go 8 into 5. And then we're going to go 7 into their Linlin, which is a 4k currently. So we probably should have just pushed all swings at Linlin there. Just to get it off the field. So we didn't waste our Gamma Knife. So Lim finds us a blocker. So there we had to have, but Lim needs 3 rested characters to stand, and Doflamingo needs 2 rested. So you got to make sure you're hitting those triggers right when they're resolving, or else you're not going to get both of them to stand ready. So here we got 9 into 5 again. We got a 2k out of that. Like I said, we probably misplayed last turn. We should have focused all of our attacks on the Lin lane to guarantee it to get out. So 8 into 5 here. We have a 2k and another 2k. So we're just going to counter out here. And they're going to play their Rush Luffy. They still have their leader swing. They're going to go 10 into 5 here. We're going to use our blocker here because we couldn't get out of it. And I don't want to... So 6 into 6, which is kind of great, but we just counter out. We want to save our board as much as we can when they're at 1 life. So we have 3 active swings on them this turn. Like letting the Sanji go didn't make sense. Alright, so here we're at 10 Dawn. They have 1 life. They have no blockers. So we're going to put 4 on the Lim and go 9 into 5. It looks like we have 7 cards in hand. So they're going to need 5k worth of counter to get out of this hit. If they take this hit, we're just going to put all the Dawn on Sanji. Yep, opponent scoops it up. Good game, opponent. So they were bricked up. Besides, they had one of the 5-drop kid blockers with a counter. Everything else was no counter. Good game, opponent. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. More One Piece content coming.